Okay, we are live. ¿Qué tal, amigos? Stuart here from Spain Speaks with this evening's live stream. 7:40 p.m. It is Thursday, the 5th of February, 2026, of course. Almost forgot the date or the year there for a minute. And today we'll be looking at some of the main stories that have caught my attention in the Spanish press. One story dominating, and it is the storm of the century so far that is absolutely battering some parts of the country, Andalusia, Extremadura, some of the southern parts of Spain, and also here where I am, very, very strong winds today and lots of rain. So we'll get into that in just a moment. We'll take a look at some comments that have been left on the channel by viewers in recent times as well. And we'll go into the chat section and see what's happening there. Say good day to the viewers who are watching live this evening. Now we'll get straight into the news. And as I just said, Storm Leonardo, I think, is its name, battering the southern part of Spain, as we can see here. And flooding in that part of the country has forced full evacuation of a town called Grazalema as the storm batters, as we said. Spanish authorities have ordered the evacuation of all residents in the town of Grazalema as severe weather caused by Storm Leonardo continues to affect much of the country. Around 5,000 people have now been evacuated across Andalusia, which is also home to most of the more than 140 roads closed due to flooding and landslides. 7 regions, including Andalusia, Galicia, and Extremadura, remain under orange alert, while almost all of Spain is on some level of weather warning. In Andalusia, evacuations have also been ordered in flood-prone areas of the Guadalquivir basin, including parts of Córdoba city. Around 1,000 people have been evacuated in Extremadura. Rail services have been heavily disrupted, with several Renfe routes suspended, including high-speed rail services between Madrid, Malaga, Seville, and Córdoba. Emergency services continue searching for a woman swept away by a river in Malaga province. So that is what we're dealing with. Storm of the century, as I said. Not sure if other press outlets are calling it that, but I'll tell you what, the rain that is falling in the south of the country and Extremadura, Galicia as well. I don't think this is rain. I don't think rain like this has been seen for a long, long time. But again, just my opinion, putting it out there, but I'm sure we'll get some official statistics after the storm has passed. We will see. Second piece of news here now, and Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez's plan to regulate the big tech companies has been quashed by Brussels, as they are pushing back against that plan to hold tech CEOs personally responsible. The European Commission has rejected Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez's proposal to make tech executives personally liable for content published on social media platforms. Officials in Brussels stress that EU law focuses on platform responsibility, not individual CEOs. Commission spokesperson Thomas Regnier said the Digital Services Act was designed to harmonise rules across the EU and does not allow criminal investigations against individuals. While member states may set minimum age for social media access, they cannot impose additional obligations beyond EU rules. Regnier, I think that is, explained that even if a CEO influences algorithms, legal responsibility lies with the platform itself, not figures such as Elon Musk at X or Mark Zuckerberg at Facebook. Brussels warned Spain to align any new measures with EU law. So Sanchez had the plan to try to limit the doings of these big tech companies by going after the CEOs or company executives. A couple of names mentioned there, of course, Elon Musk, who has been in an X feud, or formerly known as a Twitter feud, with Mr. Sanchez and other Spanish politicians in recent times. As we know, Mr. Musk loves to express his opinion on European politics, even though he couldn't be further removed from European politics, except for some of the ideologies, of course, that he follows, and also some other European leaders. And of course, anybody who's a little bit left of centre as a European leader comes under attack from people like Mr. Musk. And Pedro Sanchez maybe has taken a little bit personally and said that he would go after these executives. But Europe, as we saw there, saying, can't do that. It is not your competence to do so. If you want to regulate it with minors, people under the age of 16, go for your life, but leave the executives alone, has said Brussels. So we'll see how Mr. Sanchez reacts, shall we? Third piece of news here in Spain's migrant regularization is overwhelming consulates and local registries. The Spanish government's announcement of an extraordinary migrant regularization expected to benefit more than 500,000 people has already overloaded administrative services across the country. Despite applications not opening till April, consulates, foreign offices and municipal registries are facing heavy pressure as migrants rush to gather the required documents. Applicants must prove they were living in Spain before the 31st of December 2025, usually through a registration certificate called the Padrón, and provide criminal record checks from their country of origin. Processed via consulates. Limited appointment systems have led to long queues, prompting police cordons at some locations to prevent disorder. In Alicante, crowds have been camping outside the Algerian consulate, one of only three in Spain handling such paperwork for a large regional catchment area. Officials and staff warn the situation is becoming unsustainable. So this is the effect of the Spanish government's announcement last week, I think it was, that they're going to regularize, the word used here, or legalize, if you want to use that word as well, some 500,000 people. That's the minimum amount of people that we think are going to take advantage of this regularization process. Some people are saying 800,000, other people are saying 1 million. And as we can see here, the system already starting to break down because the consulates, the police officers, the police branches, I should say, not officers, police branches that deal with immigration here in Spain under severe pressure, and also local town halls in areas that have big migrant populations. People are starting to queue up, and the system is overwhelmed at the moment. This you could probably say that you could see this coming, but obviously the Spanish government, when they announced this, didn't really have a plan B for the queues that we are seeing lining up at these places. Well, I mentioned the other day, I think, the Pakistani consulate in Barcelona, queues there, people getting quite aggro as well when they're not getting what they need quickly. And this is going to be a side effect, I think, of this mass legalization, or as we like to say here in Spain, or the press likes to say, regularization process. Third piece of news here, and bad news if you plan to travel on trains in Spain next week, because the train operator Renfe has cancelled 955 trains ahead of the February rail strike. Renfe will cancel 955 train services during the rail strike called for the 9th, 10th and 11th of February, according to minimum service requirements set by Spain's Ministry of Transport. One of the cancelled services, 272, correspond to high-speed and long-distance routes, while 683 affect medium-distance trains. Under the minimum service order, 73% of high-speed and long-distance trains will continue running alongside 65% of medium-distance services. In commuter rail, minimum services will be set at 75% during peak hours and 50% at other times, excluding Catalonia and the Basque Country. The strike has been called by several major rail unions, including the CCOO, UGT and SEMAF, in protest over safety concerns following recent fatal rail accidents and major service disruptions. Talks between unions and the government are ongoing in an attempt to avert the strike. So we will see if the strike goes ahead next week. At the moment, as we can see on the screen still, 955 trains will be affected. And as I said, if you were planning to travel by rail next week, maybe you've come all the way from Australia here and you were planning a trip somewhere by rail next week, might not be happening unless you can get on one of the minimum service trains that will be running at the same time. Because let's be honest, the rail network here in Spain, or the Renfe service here in Spain, is in disarray at the moment. Basically, it has an enormous amount of problems, and it appears that the government has been keeping this from citizens for the last few years and not perhaps spending the money that they should have been spending on this, which is surprising considering how much we are being taxed in this country, how much people are paying to the government every year in income tax and other contributions. Where's the money being spent? All of the money that's come in from the European Union, where has it gone? Perhaps not on rail services, and that is where some of it should have been spent, but it appears it's not the case. We'll have a look at some comments that have been left on the channel in recent times by viewers. Let's take a look at this one here, firstly from Ray. Thanks for reminding me what the sun looks like in Andalusia. Greetings to you and your viewers from Estepona in Malaga. Thanks, Ray. Good to see you contributing in the chat section here. Valued member. Ray jumped on board the other day. And while I'm on the topic of membership on this channel, we've hit 100. Believe it or not, for the first time, I think 100 members in the community, paying members. Thank you very much, Ray, for your support, and everyone else of those 100 people that have, or the other 99, I should say, that have supported the channel through membership. Thank you very much for that. And I imagine that if you are in Andalusia, you haven't seen the sun for a while, or at least not for a long period of time. And let's hope that that part of Andalusia is not heavily affected by some of the flooding that we have seen in recent times. Thanks, Ray. Another one here from Nia, or Ner, or Nir. I hope for you that it won't be as bad, I think, as in Portugal. The storm Kirsten effects are underreported. A huge amount of houses still don't have electricity, phones, and even water. The authorities' support is lame, to say the least. Thanks, Nia, but that's what happens when these emergencies hit countries like Portugal and some parts of Spain. The reaction sometimes is late, and people scratch their heads waiting for help, unfortunately. And I think in central Portugal there are parts of the country that I don't know if electricity has been restored or not, but according to Nia, it hasn't, who were extremely affected by what they thought was the storm of the century last week. And now Leonardo has probably hit Portugal as well. So the whole Iberian Peninsula under extreme weather conditions at the moment, of course, with these Atlantic storms coming through. And if you are like Portugal and you face the Atlantic, that is what is going to happen. And places in central Portugal, where I often go, have been absolutely smashed by storms in recent times, creating a lot of damage. And as this person mentions here, largely going underreported. But again, that's what happens in countries where perhaps money is spent on things that they shouldn't be spending the money on. And when these things happen, they stand out. One here from Giovanna. We live in Extremadura. We have lived there for nearly 4 years to escape the bad weather in England. But it seems cursed. We are persecuted or followed by the clouds. Thanks, Giovanna, for the comment there. Good to see you in the comment section. Giovanna, a regular viewer of the channel, of course. I think they're coming out of Extremadura, where they're residing currently. And yeah, the weather's been bad there as well. Battered, sort of in between Andalusia and Portugal, basically, the two places that have been hardest hit. And I saw on the news today that in Extremadura, the water levels of rivers there, very, very high. Towns have been flooded as well. So stay safe in that part of the world, Giovanna. One here from Gary. Mate, I live near I live near the Straits of Gibraltar, and they're not hype, you're saying. Just heavy drizzle with winds, light winds. Get it right, mate. Gary, obviously one of these people that lives in a bubble, obviously not watching the local press or listening to people that have perhaps been affected by the very severe rains that have been falling in most of Andalusia, except for Extremadura and where Gary is here on the Straits of Gibraltar. Nothing to be seen there, according to Gary. So as I said, Gary, maybe get out of your bubble, head up to the mountain regions of Cadiz or also Malaga, and you might get a different picture of what's going on. Or just turn on the news, 9 o'clock tonight, in 1 hour's time. Turn on the Spanish news and you'll see what's happening in your autonomous community. So, Gary, check your facts before you leave comments like that. And while I'm on the topic of comments, the amount of people that are leaving comments saying, oh, this weather is man-made, it's because Spain did this to this person, or Spain did this to this country. Get off it, please. Get off it. Get back into reality and realize that it's weather. It's a natural phenomenon. One here from Gold Geologist. Oh, we have lost multiple generations to social media, says Gold Geologist here. Thank you very much for the comment there, Gold Geologist. About the social media ban, in favour, I take it from that comment there, thinking that what Mr. Sanchez is planning to do is a good idea, to ban social media for people under the age of 16, I think, or 16 and under. I'm not sure what the exact ages will be. But as we mentioned the other day, or as I mentioned yesterday, I think it was, other countries are also planning on doing something similar to curb the negative effects that social media can have on our youth. And Australia, who is the first country to do it. But as we can see in this comment here from Motor Rally Rider, the social media ban has not worked in Australia. Well, my take on this, Motor Rally Rider, would be that give it some time, maybe a year, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 5 years, and see if there is an effect on the population or not. I would say that 3 months is a little bit premature to come to that type of conclusion, but again, just my opinion. You can opine differently if you want, but give it some time, because social media has been around now for a while, and there are maybe 1 or 2 generations, not sure how many generations of people that social media hasn't been all that good for them. I can read the comments. People get hooked on social media. They start believing things that they wouldn't believe normally, or maybe they would, I don't know. But social media, as we know, with the manipulation that we have seen in the past, algorithm manipulation, for example, is it healthy? I don't know. But again, when it comes to Australia and their social media ban, Motor Rally, whoever that was, let me see if I can get it back on the screen, Motor Rally Rider, give it some time, and then we'll take decisions and come to conclusions. That would be my advice. But anyway, live chat time. We'll go into that in just a moment. Before I get there, I need to acknowledge the picture that's on the backdrop here. And it's a picture of a sunny Alicante city with the castle in the background there. And the photo was sent through by Chris, who I imagine lives in that part of Spain. I'm not sure. But given the amount of photos that he has sent through recently from Alicante, I take it he either spends a lot of time there or lives there permanently. Not sure. Let us know, Chris, if you see this video. And thanks for the picture of the quite prominent hill, or whatever you want to call it, that looks over the city of Alicante. And if you have a similar picture that you would like to see on the backdrop, spainspeaks@gmail.com is the email address. Or if you want to send anything else my way, maybe you've got an article that you want to send my way, Maybe you've got some other information that you want people to be aware of. spainspeaks@gmail.com, but of course related to Spain if that's possible. Thank you very much for that. Also, people that have supported the channel in recent times, thank you very much for that support. Super thanks, super chat. I think one came through before, which I'll get to in just a moment. And also people that have bought me a coffee. Harry, for example, has bought me a coffee in the last 30 minutes or so. Thanks, Harry, for that. And longer-term supporters on Patreon. And as I mentioned, the channel membership, 100 members. Tomorrow it might be 99 if someone cancels, but hopefully it will keep growing. And the channel will keep growing also through membership. So thank you very much for people that have supported the channel in any of the ways that I have mentioned this evening. Also, if you haven't hit the like icon yet, please do so. We're currently sitting at, let me check, 63 likes I can see on my screen here. So if you haven't hit the like icon yet, please do us a favor, consider hitting that like button. It won't cost you a cent. It's completely free, and it also helps to keep me motivated. Thank you very much if you can do that for me, please. Now we'll go into the comments, or the chat section, I should say. We've seen the comments. We've got a super chat here from Marcus. Let me get this on the screen if I can. €5. Thank you very much, Marcus. High winds playing havoc with my wireless internet here in the Murcia countryside today. Up and down like a yo-yo. Yes, Marcus, I imagine that the strong winds are playing havoc with a lot of things today. Wireless internet being one of those. What is it? Are you on the, what's it called? The Starlink? Is that what it is? Is it the Starlink, Marcus? Let us know if that is the case with that. But thanks for the comment and also the super chat. Mike is the first other comment that I can see here coming in from Vermilion, plus 7 degrees Celsius today. It's almost a heat wave in Canada. Barbara's coming in from the Playa Flamenca. We've had a pleasant day today. I'll just move this so I can get it onto a darker background. There we go. 23 degrees. Whew, that is warm. Thanks, Barbara, for that. Good to see you. Sani's in the chat also. Good evening, everyone. Hoping you are well. Thanks, Sani. Valued member Janet is in the chat too, saying that she just watched the RTVE report on the flooding in Andalusia. It's shocking. Also saw that there was flooding at Barajas Airport, or on the way to the airport, because of a burst water main. Looked chaotic. Well, it was this morning for people that were trying to catch a flight from that particular terminal that was affected. I think it was Terminal 4, the tunnel that goes to Terminal 4. The burst water main, and it was quite severe. So I imagine that many people, unfortunately, would have been either late or lost their flights this morning because of that. And the flooding in Andalusia. Thanks, Janet. It's on the news. But, of course, as we saw before from one person in the comment section, nothing. I'm having trouble with the buttons today, but I'll get on top of it. High Flyer John is in the chat, hoping the week is going well. Thanks, John, for that. Good to see you. Alan is in the chat here too, valued member also. We'll catch up later from a warm and sunny San Diego, wishing everyone the best. Thanks, Alan, for that. Harry, I mentioned Harry before, coming in from Edinburgh, Scotland, of course, and bought me a coffee before, Harry, so thanks for that. Hope all is well there in Edinburgh. Stephen's coming in from the UK, I imagine, North London, where they're being drenched, and looking forward to flying back to Torrevieja tomorrow afternoon. Well, not sure what the weather's going to be like, Stephen, but hopefully it will be better than where you are currently. Lars is coming in from Galicia, where it's very, very wet. One of the parts of Spain that are suffering the most, of course. Tom, aka Hike Rider, coming in from, I'm not sure where, I think the US. 60 more days to cover the Schengen rules. Coming from a third country, of course. Kev's in the chat also. Hope you are well, and for those of you experiencing the storms, stay safe. Thanks, Kev. You too. Paula, just quite simply saying thanks. Good to see you, Paula. Marcus is also in favour of the social media ban for under 16s, but not up to for providing the identification here in Spain, the DNI, to every Tom, Dick and Harry to prove that I'm as old as the hills. Thanks, Marcus, for that. Who's this? Black Tie. You guys getting hit hard from every angle. Seems to be the way. Black Tie. If it's not flooding, there's drought. If there's no drought, there's severe fire. So, yeah, getting smashed every which way. Colin, 6 weeks now. Here, bad rain and wind. It's ridiculous. Best wishes from Andalusia. Thanks, Colin. Yep. What's that? 6 weeks. Wow. Yeah, it's just storm after storm after storm. I saw an explanation last night on the television from the weather agency here, saying that anticyclone activity, I think, around the Azore islands, just I think it's in the Atlantic there, the Azores, is creating this. Normally they'd be higher, they'd be hitting Ireland and the UK, but this year apparently they're hitting Portugal and Spain, hence the storm after storm. Anay is this. I think it's ironic that tech feudalism, hedonism, communist enslavement plan US oligarchs attack Spain's politicians, then the USA will never have any government system similar to the EU. Well, a little bit too deep to go into tonight, I think, for me. So I'll leave that one. I'll just let that one go through to the keeper, as we say. Chris is in the chat here as well. Evening, everyone. 3 earthquakes near Estepona yesterday. We had gales and showers today, 19 minutes at 5 p.m. There we go. Thanks, Chrissy, for that. Dave coming in from Florida, where it's sunny but chilly in the former Spanish colony of Florida. Hope everyone is healthy and happy. Thanks, Dave. Good to see you in the chat. Janet says she saw things were bad in the Campo de Gibraltar. Well, according to the comment that we saw before, that is not the case, Janet. So we can believe whoever we want to believe, whether we believe the images that are spread on social media from people living in that part of the world and their towns are flooded, their houses have been destroyed, or somebody who's living down there in that bubble, as I said before, where there's just a bit of light rain, a bit of light wind, just a shower. Michael, it's blowing a gale in Nottinghamshire there. Bring on global warming. I'm freezing, he says. Thanks for that. Dave, yeah, good response there, Dave. What? A little bit too heavy. A little bit too heavy. Andrew, a media ban, probably a good idea, but kids will find a way around it easily. Yep. Where there's a will, there's a way. I think that saying goes, does it not? Kathy's coming in from the playa there, Xeraco. What a beautiful day there, windy and beautiful. Thank you for all you do to keep us informed about Spain. Thanks, Kathy, for the compliment there. What else? Let's have a look. Gavin is coming in from Alpedrete. Good to see you, Gavin, in the chat. Not sure if we've seen Gavin before. Kim asking the question, absolutely correct. Where does the taxpayers' money go? Well, I know it's been used to line a few politicians' pockets in the past, Kim. And there are a few cases currently in the courts that also are trying to allege that more has gone into politicians' pockets. And I'm sure that in a few years' time, there will be many more cases of corruption come to light. And we will realize that the Spanish taxpayer has been fleeced by politicians once again. Marcus, I'm not on Space Karen's Starlink. No, a local company. Just checking, Marcus. I thought maybe that might be the case there. Gavin, plenty of snow in the higher parts of the Madrid mountain range, if you like that for hiking. Avoid Sundays, all the best. Yes, Gavin, I often see the mountains from where I work in the mornings in western Madrid, or West Madrid. There's a nice view of the mountains. I can see the snow there covering those mountains. Could we ban politicians from social media? Now, that is a good idea, Gavin. There's one person that springs to mind that I would automatically take their social media accounts off them. In fact, I think in the past they tried to do that, but unfortunately it wasn't successful. And politicians nowadays, I don't know. I don't know what it is. They used to get up in front of a crowd, speak to journalists, but they don't even like to do that anymore because they're afraid that the questions that will be thrown at them might not be the ones they want to hear. It's a shame, really. It's a shame that we've got to this place, let's say. Life on the road coming in from Emporio Brava, not sure where that is. Stayed put, wasn't meant to travel south, but was meant to travel south, but decided to do against it. Probably a good idea. Tracy is in Denia, the Costa Blanca. Sunny day but windy. We had the Valencian floods. Prayers for all. Thanks for that, Tracy. And Yusuf is saying, Stu, have you ever thought of offering a Move to Spain masterclass like your colleague Spain revealed? I think it might be successful considering you've been in Spain far longer. Yusuf, I don't think I would like to give people a masterclass on moving to Spain personally. That's just me. Maybe I might do it in the future. I don't know. I don't like to... I talk about Spain, yeah, but I don't think I'm qualified to give people advice on moving to another country like Spain revealed, for example. They can do whatever they want. But of course, if you want to, open up some type of business as a result of, and try to, I suppose, convince people to move here or get them to move here. Actually, there was a video the other day I think he put out saying that maybe is it ethical to move to Spain. I'm not sure if that was the topic or not. But like I said, if somebody wants to move to Spain, there's plenty of people that are willing to offer you advice, Yusuf. But I don't think I'm really qualified. I can give people advice on maybe if they're already set on moving where to move to. But I'm not going to put out too many... apart from the videos that I do, of course, I don't think I would go further down there. Maybe there's an opportunity there or not, but at the moment, I think I will refrain from doing that. Again, I could, I think, I have in the past spoken to people, but I don't know whether I would be willing to do masterclasses to convince the masses to move here. But that's just me personally. But again, I get plenty of lawyers sending me emails trying to, get into some type of partnership or some type of an agreement that you could use this channel to maybe push people towards that. But again, I don't know whether it's for me. But thanks for the suggestion there, Yusuf. I'll contemplate it. But at the moment, I'm quite happy just doing what I'm doing without extra stress on top. Now, that's the end of the comment section. It's been a pleasure as always. I'll be back again on Sunday. No, because I've got something on Sunday, so I won't be able to give a live stream. Hopefully the storms will have gone. the sun will have returned. I don't know. We'll wait and see. But until that time, hasta luego, hasta entonces, adios, and I'll see you next week in the next live stream, but I'll try to put out some content in the meantime to keep the channel ticking over. So have a great start to the weekend, a fantastic end to the week. Bye-bye.